Hello, today I'm reviewing The Island of Dr. Moreau by H.G. Wells. So, though some of you probably have noticed, I do enjoy H.G. Wells, and this is my second book that I am reviewing of his. This is a science fiction classic, and it is on the Great Books list. First off, I'll tell you, it's probably about a 7th or 8th grade, 9th grade level literature book. It's as far as language goes, language difficulty. The basic story is this guy, he falls off a boat. I'm trying to remember exactly how it starts off. He falls off a boat. He ends up finding his way to landing on an island out in the middle of the ocean that is run by this mad scientist and his assistant. And what they are doing is they are constantly trying to create these animal-human hybrids. And as you might expect, things don't go very well. And the island is full of these weird animal-human hybrid things, some of which are dangerous. And so it's a pretty good adventure story, and a lot of basically similar to Jurassic Park. The great message of it is you keep trying to figure out if you can and never stop to think about whether or not you should, to paraphrase Dr. Ian Malcolm. So that's it's got a lot of great adventure, a lot of great weird monsters in it. And of course the message about, don't mess with nature in an unnatural way, if that makes sense. So I recommend it. There's no real language issues other than just the difficulty of the languages. There's no salacious content. It is, of course, keep in mind it's H.G. Wells. He is writing from a socialist, atheistic perspective. And for the most part, that doesn't really show up, except for, in the end, it's kind of in my opinion, a rather silly, he just kind of slips us in at the end, where there's this connection that he makes with how sometimes there's this where he sees a preacher talking, and the preacher reminds him of this half human, half animal hybrid that he had seen, and implying that religious belief makes you a half human, half animal. So, and other than that, though, everything else is it's just a straightforward science fiction, and yeah. So that's the one thing and honestly, when I came to it's kind of this, where did that come from? Why are we bringing this in suddenly? Because that isn't what I would gather. I don't think that was the point of his book. He told this that he's going to tell this whole giant story about human-animal hybrids to throw in just 2 or 3 paragraphs about, this reminds me of religion. But it's there. So keep that in mind, and, take it as for what it is, that, it doesn't match my view, but that, that doesn't mean you can't read it and enjoy it and critique his perspective and that the message he's trying to make there, and because there's some pretty obvious way to counter that, not to mention the fact that the purveyors of education for the past 1,000 years have been the Catholic Church, and that there wouldn't be a university system without the Catholic Church, the very system that tries to keep us rising above our animal instinct to attain and think about and ponder higher levels of thought and what might be modern day New Age people might call a higher plane of consciousness. None of that would be possible now. No, or I shouldn't say none of that would be possible, but would be nowhere near our level of knowledge and education without the university system that exists because of the Catholic Church. So, be that as it may, still recommend the book. Great read, and hope you enjoy it. By the way, do not watch the movie with Val Kilmer and what's his name, Marlon Brando. Marlon Brando is America's greatest and worst actors. And that's a movie where he's doing his worst acting. So I guess watch it after you've read the book just to enjoy how bad the movie is. All right, enjoy the book.